show him in," Mr. Mangan directed ill-temperedly. "I suppose I shall have to see him sooner or later. I'll finish these affidavits after lunch, Harrison." The solicitor composed his features to welcome a client who, however troublesome his affairs had become, still represented a family who had been valued patrons of the firm for several generations. He was prepared to greet a seedy-looking and degenerate individual, looking older than his years. Instead, he found himself extending his hand to one of the best-turned-out and handsomest men who had ever crossed the threshold of his not-very-inviting office. For a moment, he stared at his visitor, speechless. Then certain points of familiarity, the well-shaped nose, the rather deep-set grey eyes, presented themselves. The surprise enabled him to infuse a little real heartiness into his welcome. "My dear Sir Everard," he exclaimed, "this is a most unexpected pleasure, most unexpected. Such a pity, too, that we only posted a draft for your allowance a few days ago. Dear me, you'll forgive my saying so. How well you look!" Dominey smiled as he accepted an easy chair. "Africa's a wonderful country, Mangan," he remarked, with just that faint note of patronage in his tone which took his listener back to the days of his present client's father. "It, pardon my remarking it, has done wonderful things for you, Sir Everard. Let me see. It must be 11 years since we met." Sir Everard tapped the toes of his carefully polished brown shoes with the end of his walking stick. "I left London," he murmured reminiscently, "in April 1902. Yes, 11 years, Mr. Mangan. It seems queer to find myself in London again, as I dare say you can understand." "Precisely," the lawyer murmured. "I was just wondering. I think that last remittance we sent to you could be stopped. I have no doubt you will be glad of a little ready money," he added with a confident smile. "Thanks. I don't think I need any just at present," was the amazing answer. "We'll talk about financial affairs a little later on." Mr. Mangan metaphorically pinched himself. He had known his present client even during his school days, had received a great many visits from him at different times, and could not remember one in which the question of finance had been dismissed in so casual a manner. "I trust," he observed, chiefly for the sake of saying something, "that you are thinking of settling down here for a time now?" "I have finished with Africa, if that's what you mean," was the somewhat grave reply. "As to settling down here, well, that depends a little upon what you have to tell me." The lawyer nodded. "I think," he said, "that you may make yourself quite easy as regards the matter of Roger Unthank. Nothing has ever been heard of him since the day you left England. His body has not been found?" "Nor any trace of it." There was a brief silence. The lawyer looked hard at Dominey, and Dominey searchingly back again at the lawyer. "And Lady Dominey?" the former asked at length. "Her ladyship's condition is, I believe, unchanged," was the somewhat guarded reply. "If the circumstances are favourable," Dominey continued, after another moment's pause, "I think it very likely that I may decide to settle down at Dominey Hall." The lawyer appeared doubtful. "I'm afraid," he said, "you will be very disappointed with the condition of the estate, Sir Everard. As I have repeatedly told you in our correspondence, the rent roll after deducting your settlement upon Lady Dominey has at no time reached the interest on the mortgages, and we have had to make up the difference and send you your allowance out of the proceeds of the outlying timber." "That is a pity," Dominey replied with a frown. "I ought perhaps to have taken you more into my confidence. By the by," he added, about when did you receive my last letter?" "Your last letter?" Mr. Mangan repeated. "We've not had the privilege of hearing from you, Sir Everard, for over 4 years. The only intimation we had that our payments had reached you was the exceedingly prompt debit of the South African bank. I've certainly been to blame.